One thing that you don't ever want to use as a cold starting aid in diesel engines is ether. There really isn't anything in the golf outdoor power equipment industry that needs ether. Ether is a very, very detrimental thing. If you were to use ether in this particular engine, shoot it into this air cleaner, what's going to happen is it comes in here and the ether hits this glow plug and it will actually blow the tip right off this glow plug. Ether is so volatile that this thing is glowing red that when it actually hits it and fires, it'll actually blow the tip right off. When the tip of this blows off, it goes right into that little hole that I just showed you, comes out this little hole, and it sticks between the top of the piston and the head. And you will damage the piston and you will ruin that engine. And so do not use ether. It's pretty easy to tell if you have glow plugs. You can just lift the hood. Again, here's that little metal strap that we talked about. We have wires coming to it. If I have glow plugs, I want to look and figure out how do I activate them. This particular Toro, when I turn this to the first notch, it has a computer that senses that it's cold. It automatically activates the glow plugs. And over here there's 4 lights. One of the lights is a symbol of an engine, and then it has a little wire going across. That's the symbol for glow plugs. I'm going to turn this key on to the first position and wait till that light goes out, then I will start it. There's a sensor that's down under the seat that measures air temperature. If it senses that it's cold enough that it needs the glow plugs, then it will time it. According to how cold it is, it will time how long it needs to glow. If it's really, really cold, it may take 30 seconds. If it's warm like it is in here, it might only take 10 seconds. And then it will automatically shut off, the light will go out, and you go ahead and crank it. On a diesel engine, when you crank it over, you should be thinking, what is going on? If it's not starting, why isn't it starting? And the first thing you want to be looking for is you want to be looking at this tailpipe. And if there's no smoke coming out of that tailpipe, this engine is not getting any fuel. You can glow it to death. If no fuel gets into that engine, it will never start. And so the first thing you want to look for is smoke. The second thing is minimum cranking speed. Diesel engines start by heat of compression, which means as the piston comes up, it compresses the air and heats that air up. And we talked about that earlier. It'll heat it up to over 1,000 degrees, well over 1,000 degrees. And when I shoot fuel into that superheated air, it ignites it. It auto-ignites and pushes the piston down. And so if I'm not turning the engine over fast enough and I compress it really slow, it won't get hot enough. So when I put fuel in there, what it will do is it'll turn white. You'll see white smoke coming out. That's unburnt fuel coming out the tailpipe, but it won't start. So it's got to be turning fast enough. That's why you see bigger batteries on diesel engines, and a lot of times you'll see more than one battery. And that's to maintain that minimum cranking speed.